Thanks, Riaz. It's 6:31. For the first time in 6 years, Vancouver hockey fans have been reminded of what it feels like to cheer for a team that misses the playoffs. The Canucks were eliminated from playoff contention thanks to the Anaheim Ducks at Rogers Arena last night.
Winnick steals the puck, cutting it on goal, short-handed, scores! Lovejoy with a long shot, scores!
Some say the Canucks were put out of their misery last night, outclassed by the Ducks, the Pacific Division opponent again, proving themselves the superior club. Canucks only mustered 18 shots. Vancouver's 3-0 loss eliminated them from postseason contention.
Obviously, we're out of the playoffs now, but I still believe that you go about your business right to the last day of work, and that's how we're going to approach it, and I believe the team will too.
It was once the hottest ticket in town, but last night saw the lower bowl at Rogers Arena dotted by hundreds of empty seats, and for the Canucks' final game of the dismal season, many of the fans who did show up started heading to the exits long before the final horn sounded. For more fan reaction, we go live to Greg Harper, who is at Rogers Arena this morning. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. Well, it's been a season of some highs and some lows. Unfortunately for Canucks fans, more lows than highs. The high point, you'd have to say, would be the month of December. Remember, the Canucks went 10-1-2 in that month, collecting 22 of a possible 26 points. Perhaps the lowest point of the season, the suspension of John Tortorella, suspended for 15 days and 6 games by the league for his conduct against a game against the Calgary Flames here at Rogers Arena back in January. Then there are the injuries. The Canucks certainly had enough of those this year, in particular Alex Burrows. Mike Santorelli is still out recovering from shoulder surgery. Even Henrik Sedin couldn't escape the injury bug this year. There will be no playoff hockey for the Vancouver Canucks this season, and Canucks fans are saying this about that.
Time for a fresh start. A lot of younger talent, a lot of quicker guys. There's some that should stay, but there's definitely some that should go.
We're such a hockey town. We support the Vancouver Canucks no matter what, and it's really tough to see what we're seeing now. We've never been in this position for a very long time, and it's sad.
Now, there are 3 games left, 2 here at Rogers Arena, 1 on the road. The season officially comes to an end Sunday here at Rogers Arena as the Canucks take on the Calgary Flames. Jody?
We are certainly not used to this. Thanks so much. Greg Harper reporting live for us this morning from Rogers Arena. Thanks, Greg. The political landscape looks much different in Quebec this morning following yesterday's provincial election. Roughly 71% voter turnout at the polls overwhelmingly elected a majority Liberal government led by Philippe Couillard. Parti Québécois leader Pauline Marois lost her own riding in Quebec City and has opted to step down. What appears to be the PQ's major misstep in the campaign was a plan for a third sovereignty referendum that most Quebecers just flatly rejected. A fast food restaurant in Victoria has become a battleground for the rights of Canadian workers. The federal government has blacklisted the owner of this McDonald's on Pandora Avenue. He's under investigation for allegations of misusing the country's temporary foreign worker program, essentially hiring foreigners when the jobs could have gone to Canadians. The owner is accused of lying in applications to hire the workers.
I would call on any major corporations that have franchises to make sure that their franchisees are scrupulously following the rules. I think their corporate reputation depends on it, and I can tell you that we are going to spare no effort to go after those who abuse this program.
That just shows the exploitation and the abuse that goes on when it comes to temporary foreign workers. We've seen it with Tim Horton, we're seeing it at McDonald's, we're seeing it everywhere.
McDonald's is also reportedly investigating the allegations. Staff and customers at a downtown Vancouver coffee shop had a terrifying experience over the noon hour yesterday. A man went on a rampage at Tim Hortons at Davie and Howe. After being told to stand in line, he allegedly snapped, pulling a firearm, throwing chairs through the windows. Police say the man ripped out the cash register and a debit machine and smashed them on the floor. He then started pouring coffee all over the place. No one was injured, thankfully, and the 23-year-old was arrested. He is known to police, who have asked for a psychiatric assessment. International news now. Oscar Pistorius continues to testify at his murder trial in South Africa. Today, he removed his prosthetic legs to demonstrate what he says were his actions the night he killed his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp. Pistorius says he heard a window open in his bathroom in the early hours of Valentine's Day 2013. He says it caused him to believe there was an intruder in the house before he fired a gun through the bathroom door. Earlier in the day's proceedings, Pistorius said the pair sometimes had troubles in their relationship but claimed they sorted them out. He read out text messages sent between himself and Steenkamp.
I do everything to make you happy and to not say anything to rock the boat with you. You do everything to throw tantrums in front of people. I have been upset by you for 2 days now.
Back here this morning for park goers, especially dog owners. Insects are causing headaches in a couple dozen parks around the province. Richmond's McDonald Beach Park is just one location dealing with an infestation of fire ants. The European ants actually pose a health risk. Their bites can cause itching and stinging and, at worst, infection and bad allergic reactions.
We're working with the Invasive Species Council of BC. There's a number of infestations of fire ants around the province, and so we're working together with them and other agencies that are all dealing with this issue in terms of mainly making the public aware that there is a problem here and to take precautions.
The fire ants have been detected at other popular green spaces like Burnaby's Garden Works and Vancouver's Van Dusen Gardens.